There are 7 footballers who together perfectly represent the 7 deadly sins, and I'll be covering them all, starting off with the sin of lust. Lust is an intense and uncontrolled desire, often associated with longing for something that is excessive or inappropriate. Also, it means selfish gratification over self-control, and the footballer who represents this sin like no other is John Terry. Although he's one of the greatest defenders in the Premier League history, he had some problems with controlling his intimate desires. And we are going to begin with the year 2007, when John Terry married his partner, Toni Poole. Right after he married her, he said that before the marriage he slept with other girls behind her back, and that's not right. So he promised he would never do that again. But he didn't keep his promise. In 2010, while married, it was reported that he had an affair with Vanessa Peroncel, who was the former partner of his teammate, Wayne Bridge. This was such a huge scandal that everyone in the world knew about this affair. This ruined Terry's image both on and off the pitch. He was stripped of the England captaincy, he was seen as a villain in the game, and it really tarnished his status as a legend of the game. And even until this day, John Terry can't really control his desires. He is still married to Toni Poole, but that never stopped him. He is still on Instagram commenting on posts with women shaking their backsides for a man's enjoyment while he gets a trim. Terry commented, "You have to up the game." This led to memes about him. Whenever people see a video with him and his wife, they comment things such as, "His wife or someone else's? Where is Wayne Bridge? Are you sure that's his wife?" And so many more. Because lust is a sin frequently met in football, and this player had a lust with substances, I selected Maradona to represent the sin of gluttony. And you might think that gluttony only refers to overconsumption of food, but the sin of gluttony actually represents overconsumption of anything to the point of waste. And Maradona, as you may know, had a history with substances. Maradona began taking in the mid-1980s, and he even developed an addiction to alcohol until 2004. But the one addiction that would end his career was still drugs. After retiring, he said this, "Do you know the player I could have been if I hadn't taken drugs?" In 1992, he was arrested for possessing half a kilo of in Buenos Aires, leading to a 14-month suspended sentence. In the 1994 World Cup, he celebrated like this after scoring against Greece, and it was clear for everyone that he was taking something. He took Coke, but not Coca-Cola. Shortly after, Maradona was banned from the tournament as he tested positive for several illegal substances, a ban which ended his international career. He then returned to playing with Newell's Old Boys, and then he moved to Boca Juniors. But in 1997 he failed the drug test again, putting an end to his football career as a whole. And even before his final ban, he said that drugs are everywhere and he doesn't want kids to take them. He also acknowledged that he was an addict, but he couldn't overcome it. However, one footballer who never admitted or tried to solve his vices is Neymar, and the sin he represents is greed. Greed means an extreme, excessive desire for money. And to begin with, Neymar was certainly the best talent the football world has seen since Messi himself. Every club wanted him, because there was no player like Neymar was at Santos. He was simply unbelievable. It was finally a breath of fresh air watching him play. He was the greatest entertainer for football since Ronaldinho, and the expectations were of course at an all-time high. And after his move to Barcelona, he lived up to the expectations, forming an incredible trio with Messi and Suarez. Together they won all the trophies, including a Champions League title in 2015. Neymar was even a Ballon d'Or contender that same year, but his greed got in the way, and he just wanted more and more money. His desire to acquire more money was so extreme that he didn't care about anything that happened at Barcelona. Some may argue that Neymar just wanted to escape Messi's shadow, and that's why he left Barca. But he was was very aware of the fact that coming to Barcelona means to always be number 2 as long as Messi is there. And when the offer from PSG arrived, Neymar just couldn't resist. He is still the most expensive transfer in football history, as he cost PSG 222 million euros. And there he was earning 36 million euros per month, while getting injured once every 3 months. When he realized his move to PSG was a mistake, he tried to return to Barcelona, but it was too late, and his prime years were already gone by the time he wanted to change. Still, his greed is visible even now. In 2023, he joined Al Hilal to take part in the new Saudi Arabian football project, where money is the main attraction. He ended his career by going there at only 31 years of age. At Al Hilal, Neymar is earning $80 million per year. That's $219,000 per day, $9,000 per hour, and $153 per minute. Still, he will forever remain the prince that never became the king, because of his greed. And if we are talking about unfulfilled potential, then we have to mention Eden Hazard, because I picked him to represent the sin of sloth. Sloth is described as reluctance to work or make an effort, which is also known as laziness. And who else fits this description better than Eden Hazard? As a footballer, he was incredible, untouchable, unbelievable. He is the second greatest ever dribbler, but one thing everyone knew about him, even the fans, was how lazy Hazard really was. When he was at Chelsea, he got away with being lazy.
When we look, I mean, Eden Hazard's the prime example of that. He was the worst trainer.
Was he really?
Would have his laces undone, really relaxed, didn't want to get injured during the week, didn't want to push but give him the ball and he'll come alive.
And there is no place for you to be like, okay, I don't want to train today. I don't want to. The only player I saw that did that and got away with it was Eden Hazard.
You've said that. And John Terry said the
He
same.
just never really trained.
Oh, he never trained. The
Worst.
the most laziest.
He didn't bother doing recovery practices or training really hard, because at the end of the day, he was really talented. Working hard didn't matter to him because he still bagged goals and he was always the most important player for Chelsea. But typical to this scene, talent can only get you so far. In 2019, he completed his dream transfer to Real Madrid, but it was there when his laziness really showed its negative side. In the preseason, he appeared overweight, but that was only the beginning, as his time at Madrid was plagued with injuries and setbacks. This is because his body at 30 wasn't the same as when he was in his 20s. He couldn't recover as quickly as he used to, which led to his injury problems to spiral out of control, which in the end led to his retirement from football at the age of 32. And this is not only about Hazard's time at Madrid, but about his whole career. He would have achieved so much more only if he was a little bit more serious towards training and fitness. However, this next player always takes care of other footballers' fitness by sending them to the hospital. And I chose him to represent the sin of wrath. The meaning of wrath is extreme anger, with some common synonyms being rage, fury, and bad temper. But to be more precise, Pepe is the meaning of wrath. He is arguably the dirtiest footballer of all time, as headbutts, falls, and kicks were a normality for him. Pepe, alongside Ramos, formed in time the most dangerous defensive duo in modern football history. Pepe even got the longest suspension after receiving a red card in La Liga history, that being 10 games. And the reason why he got that red card is even more horrific. When Real Madrid played against Getafe, Casquero got inside Madrid's penalty box and dived to trick the referee. Pepe was so angered by this that he proceeded to stamp and kick him twice. And if that wasn't enough, he had to strike Albin in the face as well. But that's only the beginning. Pepe also had a very long history of beefs with Lionel Messi, and during one El Clasico Clasico, when Pepe was already booked for a late foul on Busquets, he was walking on the pitch during an argument with the referee, and suddenly he saw Messi on the ground. He of course decided to step on Messi's hand with his boots, and somehow the cameras caught this moment, but the referees didn't. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fury, a Real Madrid fury. Later he said that he didn't do it on purpose, but knowing Pepe, it surely looks like he at least wanted to anger some Barcelona players. The next person on my list is also a very angry footballer, but I selected him to represent the scene of envy, and that player is Rooney. When Rooney and Ronaldo signed for Manchester United, they became legends for the club, with Ronaldo winning a Ballon d'Or and Rooney becoming the club's all-time leading goal scorer. But in 2006, when Rooney was sent off for stamping on Carvalho's groin, Ronaldo rushed the ref to sway him, which really angered Rooney. They apparently ended the match on good terms, but during Ronaldo's second stint at United, Rooney only talked about Ronaldo in a bad way, criticizing him constantly, to which Ronaldo responded like this: "I don't know why he criticizes me so badly. Probably because he finished his career and I'm still playing at a high level." He also said this: "I'm not going to say that I'm looking better than him," which is true, implying that Rooney is just jealous of Ronaldo's success, to which Rooney responded with this:
I'd probably say that there's probably not a football player in the planet who isn't jealous of Cristiano. The career he's had, the trophies he's won, money he's earned, his six-pack, his body. I think every player bar, probably Lionel Messi, is jealous of Cristiano.
I mean, he said it himself. I don't think we need any more proof. But it gets even worse if you think about the fact that Rooney and Ronaldo were best teammates in one moment. Their relationship got even worse when Ronaldo said that people like Rooney are not his friends. They are just colleagues and they used to be his teammates. And just like that, the sin of envy can ruin friendships. So don't be jealous of your friends. Only if they got a PlayStation 5 and you still play UFC free on that rotting PS3. One more sin that could ruin beautiful stuff in life is the sin of pride. Pride is defined as an excessive love for one's own excellence, and it is also considered as the original and worst sin of all. So the player I chose for this one is Cristiano Ronaldo. Although many people like to associate Ronaldo with good confidence, I have to say that most of the time his ego surfaces more than just pure confidence. He's frequently seen angry when his teammates score instead of him, and Ronaldo has always spoken highly of himself.
Are you the best footballer in the world right now?
I think so, yes. In my mind, I'm always the best. I don't care what the people are thinking, what they say. In my mind, not just this year, but always, I'm always the best.
He also has a museum in his hometown dedicated to himself, which is filled with medals and trophies he's won. And one of his ex-girlfriends said that he spent more time on his looks than she did. In another funny interview with Ronaldo, when asked about who is the best player in the world, he again said, "Me."
For me, the best player in the world ever, Diego Maradona. Me.
He also appeared in the spotlight on Instagram for acting like a child because he got his ego hurt. For example, he liked a post where Messi's 8th Ballon d'Or was criticized, saying that everything was already decided before the ceremony even began. In another post criticizing Messi, the author said that Messi won the Ballon d'Or while only winning the Copa del Rey, and he has ghosted since Ronaldo left Madrid, to which Ronaldo responded with "factos," claiming that he is the one that got robbed. And with that, we concluded our list with the 7 deadly sins represented by footballers.